Switzerland has the top spot in the Travel and Tourism Index. What accounts for its success?
Well, Switzerland has very, very rich natural and cultural resources. For example, Switzerland is home to many World Heritage Sites and also has quite a bit of protected land area. All of this is actually reinforced by the environmental legislation in the country that is quite strong, meaning that the travel and tourism industry is being developed in a sustainable way going forward in Switzerland. Added to this, Switzerland has very, very well developed transport infrastructure, aviation, as well as ground transport, as well as very good tourism infrastructure, hotel rooms, rental car facilities, ATMs, and things of that nature. Added to all of this is the fact that the Swiss government is in fact prioritizing the sector very strongly and putting resources into the sector. And basically all of these things come together to make Switzerland a very attractive place to develop the travel and tourism sector.
African countries dominate the bottom of the rankings. What does the index reveal about the underlying drivers of travel and tourism, and what policy recommendations can be made for boosting Africa's competitiveness here?
Well, while it's true that in general we see many African, and we're talking sub-Saharan African countries, lower in the rankings, this isn't true for all of them. For example, if you look at Mauritius, which is ranked 39th overall, as well as South Africa, which is ranked in the top half of all countries, these are countries that actually have quite a few attributes that make them attractive places to develop the travel and tourism sector. For example, they both have very strong cultural and natural resources, of course. They both have quite strong transport and tourism infrastructure, as well as governments that are prioritizing the sectors. Now, that said, it's true that most other African countries are much lower in the rankings. And although it's hard to say exactly what are the specific common factors, there are some that we can point to that touch on most of the countries that are quite low in the rankings from the region. For example, they actually have very underdeveloped transport infrastructure, roads, railroads, things like this, as well as tourism infrastructure, hotel rooms, as I mentioned previously, car rental facilities, all of these things being quite underdeveloped. As well, we're seeing that there are some security concerns as well as health concerns in these countries, which are a bit of a deterrent for tourism, as well as the fact that actually the policy environment in many of these countries is not very supportive for the travel and tourism development. So these are things that we're seeing. Now, at the same time, given the fact that Africa has so many natural attributes and cultural attributes, we do believe that if some of these issues are given the right policy attention and the right kind of investment that would be necessary to overcome some of these obstacles, there's no reason to think that Africa won't be actually a leading force in travel and tourism going into the future.
Now, if we turn to look at other regions, which economies are the best travel and tourism performers in Latin America and the Middle East?
In Latin America and the Caribbean, Barbados is by far the highest ranked country, ranked 29th overall. Barbados has a number of attributes that make it a very attractive place to develop the sector. For example, a very welcoming culture, not to be underestimated. It makes people feel very welcomed and enjoy traveling there. Also, very, very strong prioritization, again, by the government in Barbados, ensuring excellent destination marketing or tourism marketing campaigns, which is also attracting people to the country. Excellent infrastructure, as well as a very well-developed policy environment for supporting the travel and tourism industry. For example, not very onerous visa restrictions. Also in Latin America, Costa Rica is ranked quite high, a bit behind Barbados, but still quite high in the rankings. And again, Costa Rica having quite a few national parks, or natural parks that make it very attractive to travel there. A number of other attributes such as the very well-developed tourism infrastructure, as well as a policy environment that's extremely conducive to the development of the sector. Again, these are requirements that are not very onerous, but also basically the entire environment that is very conducive to attracting foreign direct investment into the sector. Turning to the Middle East, there's one really incredibly shining star, which is the United Arab Emirates, ranked very, very high, 18th overall within the top 20. United Arab Emirates, and this is probably not surprising because it has gotten a lot of attention of late, it has an excellent tourism and travel infrastructure, particularly air transport infrastructure, which is why this country and cities within this country are becoming hubs. As well as this, again, a very supportive policy environment, excellent destination marketing campaigns, assessed as among the best in the world. And also, very interestingly, despite the fact that United Arab Emirates has a very high price level overall, they actually are assessed quite well with regards to price competitiveness because of low ticket taxes and airport charges, for example. So all of these things basically coming together to make United Arab Emirates a very attractive place to develop the travel and tourism sector.
Thank you very much.